In the dry, sun-baked dust of Umudi village, where the heat made everything look tired, lived a young girl named Adaora. Her eyes, heavy with sorrow, carried the load of 100 lifetimes. She was barely 20, but her beauty was wasted on a life of continuous suffering. Since her parents died, Adaora had known no peace, only the sharp tongue and heavy hand of her wicked Aunty Ngozi and her greedy uncle Obinna. They made her work the farm and fetch the water until her body ached. She was hungry, she was tired, and she had no one to speak for her. Everybody in the village pitied her, but who go dare face Uncle Obinna's loud mouth? Then, one hot afternoon, Uncle Obinna returned from the town square, his cheap ogbodo smelling of kaikai and his eyes shining with wicked greed. "Adaora," he roared. "Pack your bag, the wala is finished. You done settle our debt." Adaora dropped the water pot. "Uncle, what are you saying? Which debt?" Aunty Ngozi started clapping and laughing, pointing at her niece. "You are lucky, oh. You are going to marry the great Chief Elias." Adaora gasped, her mouth dry. Chief Elias, the wealthiest man who owned half of the village land, a man old enough to be her grandfather, a man whose word was law and whose face was always stern, was the one. "No, uncle, please. I beg you, don't throw me away." Adaora fell to her knees, shaking. Uncle Obinna sneered. "Shut up, useless girl. Chief Elias needs a young wife. You are going to his house in the city, and that is our payment. Nor your destiny be that. Go and pack, one less mouth to feed." Aunty Ngozi just laughed harder, delighted at her niece's misery. With tears soaking her dusty cheeks, Adaora picked up her only small bag. She was being sold. She was a transaction. She had no idea where she was going or what would happen next, but as she followed the stern, imposing Chief Elias towards the waiting vehicle, she prayed silently, "Lord, I beg, just give me peace. I cannot carry this pain again." Her new life, forged by fear and death, had just begun. The journey to the city was long and somber. The journey to the city was long, hot, and tiring. Adaora sat by the window, clinging to her black plastic bag, watching the world rush by in a blur of trees and dust. Chief Elias sat beside her, silent and imposing, occasionally glancing at her with an unreadable expression. Adaora's heart was a hollow ache, the fear of what awaited her outweighed the relief of escaping her wicked family. She was going from one prison to another, perhaps a far more gilded cage. Finally, they reached the city, a chaotic storm of noise, tall buildings, and bright lights that made her head spin. They took a small tricycle that carried them deep into a quiet, high-end neighborhood. Adaora's eyes widened when the chief paid the driver and led her towards a massive, ornate black gate. She expected to enter a sprawling compound with guards and staff, the kind of house a wealthy chief would own. The chief keyed a code, and the gate opened slowly. Adaora gasped. The compound was indeed expansive, dominated by a stunning, modern white mansion with glass balconies and perfectly manicured lawns. This was the house of a billionaire, not a village chief. High-end, this man get too much money, oh, she thought, feeling even smaller. But they didn't go to the main house. They followed a winding path behind the main structure, stopping at a small, well-kept separate structure. It was a block of apartments, simple, modern, and quiet. Chief Elias opened a door to a single unit. It was small, with one bedroom, a neat living room, a functional kitchen, and a bathroom. It wasn't lavish, but everything was clean, new, and secure. "This is our place, Adaora," the chief said, his voice softer than she had ever heard it. "It is modest, but it is safe. This compound belongs to a friend. I want you to have peace here." Adaora looked around, utterly confused. There were no gilded cages, no waiting servants, no traditional furniture, just a simple, peaceful apartment. To a girl who had slept on a hard mat in a leaky kitchen, this felt like a palace. A small, faint smile touched her lips for the first time. The terror had not vanished, but the immediate threat seemed to have. "Perhaps God did answer my prayer, just a small bit," she whispered to herself. The next morning, Adaora woke up slowly. The sun was shining softly through the window. She stretched her arms. She had slept for a very, very long time. No loud shouting. No bad dream. No fear of being beaten. Only quiet and calm. It was the first time she felt this kind of peace since she was a small child. She walked into the small kitchen. Chief Elias was there. He was cooking. The chief, the big, serious old man, was cooking for her. "Good morning, Adaora," he said with a small smile. "Good morning, Chief," she replied quietly, still afraid. They ate their food without talking much. After they finished, Chief Elias looked at her with kind eyes. "Listen to me, Adaora. You must not be afraid here," he said, speaking slowly like he was teaching a little child. "You are safe. I married you, yes, but not to make you a slave. Not to hurt you." Adaora looked up, confused. But why did you take me from my village, Chief?" Chief Elias sighed. He looked sad. "Your uncle and auntie are very bad people. They were going to sell you to someone worse. I took you to protect you. I took you to give you a chance to breathe." He pointed to the door of the bedroom. "That room is yours. My room is separate. I will never touch you if you don't want me to. I will provide food and everything you need. You are not obligated to me. You are here to find your own future. You are here to choose what you want to do with your life." Adaora's eyes got wide. This was not what she expected. Her heart felt light, like a heavy stone had rolled away. She had a roof that locked, a full stomach, and a promise of safety. This was not a prison. It was a shelter. "I have peace, Chief," she whispered. "I have not felt this peace in a very, very long time." Chief Elias nodded gently. "Good. Now, you can rest. You can start to dream again." Adaora knew, in that moment, that for the first time in years, she was finally home. She was safe. Adaora settled into the quiet apartment. Since she had no chores, she did not know what to do with her hands. She was used to working all day, every day. She tried to clean the apartment, but Chief Elias said, "Rest, Adaora. You don't have to work." So, Adaora started to find small things to do. She began to mend the small tear in the chief's shirt. She used the tiny sewing kit she kept in her bag. She was good with her hands. She had learned a little sewing from an old woman in the village. When she finished, the chief's shirt looked brand new. One afternoon, Chief Elias saw her drawing in a notebook. She was drawing pictures of beautiful dresses and clothes. They were colorful and very stylish. "What are you doing, Adaora?" he asked, his voice gentle. Adaora felt shy. She quickly closed the book. "It is nothing, Chief. Just silly drawings." "Show me," he insisted kindly. She opened the book. Chief Elias looked at the pages. He saw the beautiful designs. "These are not silly, Adaora. These are wonderful clothes. Are you interested in fashion?" Adaora smiled a little. "Yes, Chief. I love clothes. In my village, I used to try and make small gele for the women. My biggest dream, my very secret dream, is to learn how to sew proper clothes and open a tailoring shop. A place where I can make beautiful dresses for people." Chief Elias listened to her quietly. He did not laugh at her simple dream. He looked deep into her eyes. "That is a very good dream, Adaora. You should pursue it. But I don't have any money to go to a good school to learn tailoring," she said, her voice dropping. Chief Elias nodded slowly. "Don't worry about money. If this is your passion, you must follow it. I will support your studies. You will learn the best tailoring. Start searching for a good school tomorrow. You are safe here, Adaora, and you are free to become who you want to be." Adora's eyes shone with hope. The seed of her dream had finally found good soil. A few weeks later, Chief Elias said, "Adaora, it is time to meet my family. We will go to the main house today." Adaora felt a cold fear wash over her. She knew Chief Elias was kind, but she was afraid of his family. She wore a simple, neat dress. When they walked to the big mansion, the chief held her hand. In the large living room, many people were sitting. They were the chief's brothers, his sisters, and his cousins. They were all wearing expensive clothes and looked very grand. Chief Elias introduced her. "This is Adaora, my wife." The family greeted the chief politely, but when they looked at Adaora, their faces became hard and cold. They looked at her like she was a stray dog. One big woman, Chief Elias's sister, looked Adaora up and down. She spoke in a loud, clear voice. "Elias, what is this now?" "A girl from the village. We heard you bought her to settle a debt. Is this true?" Adora's cheeks burned red. She felt like crying, but she held the tears back. Another man, one of the chief's cousins, laughed softly. "Chief, you are a wealthy man. You could marry any beautiful, educated girl in the city. Why this one? She looks like she has only seen a village market." They looked at her with pity and some anger. They saw her as a village girl, bought and brought to the city. They did not see Adaora, the girl with dreams. Adaora took a deep breath. She remembered the chief's promise, "You are safe here." She did not shout. She did not cry. She just stood tall and gave them a small, quiet nod. Chief Elias saw the pain in Adaora's eyes, but he saw her strength too. He squeezed her hand gently. "Adaora is my wife," he said, his voice now firm and serious. "She will be treated with respect in this house. She is not a bought item. She is a blessing." Adaora felt strong next to the chief. She knew that these people could not take away the peace she had found. She carried her dignity like a shield, and no matter how much they looked down on her, she would not let them break her spirit. Adaora was happy working on her tailoring dreams. Chief Elias had paid for her classes, and she was learning fast. But the peace did not last forever. One day, while Adaora was waiting for the chief outside the big mansion, a car drove in very fast. A young, handsome man stepped out. He wore a fancy, expensive suit, and his hair was neat. He looked like a rich city boy. This was Mr. Ken, one of Chief Elias's young relatives. Mr. Ken smiled, a smile that looked bright but felt cold. "Hello, beautiful. You must be the new addition to the family, Adaora, right?" "Yes, sir," Adaora said, lowering her eyes. Mr. Ken walked closer. "You don't need to call me sir. Call me Ken. You are too young and beautiful to be so serious." He looked at the chief's small apartment behind them. "Why is my chief putting you in that small house? He is too traditional. He should buy you a whole house. He has the money." Adaora felt uncomfortable. "The chief is kind to me. This house is good." Mr. Ken laughed, a loud, smooth sound. "Kind? Yes, he is kind. But he is old, Adaora. He lives like someone from the olden days. Look at him, always wearing that cap and that old buba. You are young. You need excitement. You need to see the world. Not stay cooped up here with an old man." Mr. Ken started coming by the apartment often. He would tell Adaora stories about fancy parties and beautiful trips abroad. He would bring her small, expensive gifts like chocolate and shiny bangles. "See, Adaora," he would say, holding up a bangle. "This is what a young, fine girl like you deserves. Not this simple life. Chief Elias is a good man, but he is not your age mate. You deserve a real life, a life with someone who understands your age." Adaora would listen, but she would quickly put the gifts away. She felt a knot in her stomach. Mr. Ken's words were sweet, but they felt dangerous. She liked the excitement he talked about, but she liked the peace the chief gave her more. She just wished Mr. Ken would stop talking bad about her husband. One Saturday morning, Adaora was coming back from her tailoring class. She felt happy and full of big dreams. Mr. Ken was waiting for her outside the apartment. This time, he was very serious. He held a small, velvet box in his hand. "Adaora, we need to talk. I am tired of waiting." "What is it, Ken?" Adaora asked, holding her school bag tightly. Mr. Ken opened the box. Inside, A diamond necklace sparkled brightly. It was the most beautiful, shiny thing Adaora had ever seen. "This is for you," Mr. Ken said, his voice soft like honey. "This is a small gift. I can give you so much more. Leave Chief Elias. He is old, and he treats you like a child. I will marry you. I will give you a real life. We will travel the world. You will have all the money you can spend. I will buy you the biggest tailoring shop in the city." Adaora looked at the shiny necklace. She thought about the endless money, the fancy trips, and the big shop. It was very tempting. It was everything she thought money could buy. But then, she thought about Chief Elias. She thought about his kind eyes when he told her, "You are safe." She remembered the peace in her small apartment, and the dignity he gave her. She remembered how her wicked uncle and auntie sold her. If she took Mr. Ken's offer, she would just be selling herself again, but this time, for a better price. Adaora gently pushed the box away. She looked straight into Mr. Ken's handsome face, and her voice was firm. "Thank you, Ken. But my answer is no." Mr. Ken was shocked. "No? Are you mad? You are choosing a quiet life with an old man over everything I can offer you. He has no life left." Adaora shook her head. "I know Chief Elias is old. But he gave me peace. He gave me respect. You are offering me money and shine, but he gave me my dignity back. I would rather build a simple life with the man who respects me than live a fake, rich life with someone who just sees me as a beautiful thing to buy." Mr. Ken's face went from smiling to angry. He grabbed the box and walked away, shaking his head. Adaora stood there, her heart beating fast, but her spirit felt strong and free. She had chosen love and respect over quick, easy money. She was truly her own person now. Adaora was still feeling strong because she had said no to Mr. Ken. But the next day, she felt uneasy. She knew Mr. Ken was angry. She thought about Chief Elias and how he had been so good to her. She did not want her presence to bring any trouble to the chief's door. She walked to the chief's small sitting room where he was reading his newspaper. "Chief," Adaora said, speaking clearly. I think I must leave the compound now." Chief Elias put down his paper. "Viv." "Why, Adaora? Are you not happy here? Did someone hurt you?" "No, Chief, you are the best," she said. "But Mr. Ken tried to tempt me. I said no to him, but I do not want my stay here to cause any worry for you. I want to stand on my own feet. My tailoring school is going well. I will rent a very small room and start sewing for people. I want to chase my dream alone." She was choosing dignity over comfort. She was choosing her independence. Chief Elias looked at her for a long time. He saw the fire and the courage in her young eyes. He saw that she had chosen him, the poor-looking man, over the handsome, rich one. He saw that she did not want to be a burden. He stood up and walked to a small, hidden safe in the wall. He opened it and pulled out a bank book. It was very thick. "Adaora," he said. "You have proved something to me that no money can buy. You have proved your true character." He handed her the bank book. This is not my company money. This is my own personal savings. I have been saving this money for a long time. Take it. It is enough to pay for your school, buy the best sewing machines, and rent the best shop in the city. I want you to go, not to leave me, but to grow. I want you to chase your dream with all your might. I trust you. Adaora stared at the book. It was a huge amount of money. She tried to give it back. Chief, no. This is too much. I can't take your life savings. It is yours, Adaora, he insisted, placing it in her hands. I am investing in your dream. Go and make me proud. Adaora started to cry, but these were happy tears. She hugged the chief tightly, thankful for his faith in her. She knew he believed in her more than anyone ever had. She was going to start her business, but she had a feeling this was not goodbye. Adaora had packed her few things. She was ready to move into a tiny room near her new tailoring school. She was excited and a little scared, but she had the chief's bank book, and that gave her great courage. She walked over to the chief's small apartment to say a final, thankful goodbye. Chief Elias was waiting for her. He looked the same as always, old cap, simple clothes. Adaora, wait. Before you go and start your new life, there is one last important thing you must know. He looked very serious. He walked to the wall and touched a spot that Adaora had never noticed. A small part of the wall moved and opened up. Inside was not a safe, but a large, bright computer screen. He touched the screen, and it showed pictures. First, pictures of the big white mansion they lived behind. Then, it showed pictures of huge, shiny factories and very tall office buildings. On every picture, a name was written, Elias Group of Companies. Chief Elias then took off his cap and his old, simple shirt. Underneath, he wore a fine, expensive silk shirt. He looked different now, still old, but very powerful and important. Adaora, he said, his voice deep and strong. I am not just the wealthy chief from your village. I am Chief Elias, the owner of all these companies. I am a secret billionaire. Adora's mouth dropped open. She could not speak. She felt like the ground was shaking. A hen. Chief is a whole billionaire, and he was living in this small house. The old cap, the simple clothes, the small apartment, it was all a test, he explained. I have too much money. Many women only wanted me for the wealth. I needed to find a woman who saw my heart, not my bank account. The old man was the test. You passed, my queen. You chose respect and dignity over the shiny money Mr. Ken offered you. Adaora was shocked beyond words, but the kindness and respect in his eyes were the same. She knew that even the lie was a way to protect her and test her heart. She hugged him tight. You deceived me, Chief, but your heart was kind. You gave me peace when I needed it. I forgive you. Thank you for believing in me. The next week, Adaora did not rent the small room. She moved into the big white mansion, taking her rightful place as the chief's wife. Chief Elias helped her buy the best machines and rent the best shop. Years later, Adaora was no longer the poor village girl. She was the respected owner of a very successful fashion house. She and her billionaire husband, Chief Elias, lived a life full of true love and deep respect. The girl who was sold for a dead became the powerful queen of a mogul. Dear viewers, what lessons did you take away from this dramatic tale? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed the story, give us a thumbs up, share it with friends, and hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss out on our latest updates. Thanks for watching and stay blessed.